So if you're watching this video, let's take a moment to give yourself a pat on the back on trying to become a better trader in a market like this one. As you might know, this space is extremely crowded with gurus or newbies making content when they shouldn't be. They should be focusing on themselves, getting better, or just regurgitating shit and using that money to fund themselves and fail. Not okay. Not okay. What I'm trying to do here, and the point of this video, is to clear that space and help you figure out the kind of trader that not only you want to be, but that you need to be depending on the asset class. So I'm going to clarify everything in this space for you by giving you information I wish I gave myself 8 years ago when I first started trading, and advice I wish I would have known managing and mismanaging $10 million in equity. In the latter videos, I will give you all the details on how to trade those asset classes. But first things first, you need to define what kind of trading you're going to be doing. Right now, the good news is that you're already a trader. You either trade your time for money, like a job. You trade maybe cars, you trade clothings, you trade cards, you trade. Everyone's a trader of some kind. We're trading financial instruments and asset classes. So if you want to trade that, then there's a few different archetypes to know. So I'm going to give you these archetypes, but I got to ask you some questions first, and you need to bring out a pencil and a paper and write this down so you can know what situation you're in, the kind of person you are, and then when I give you these archetypes and explain them, you can kind of match yourself in with the proper asset class instead of just jumping into something you don't know and is totally the wrong direction. You can make great progress, but the wrong way. So the best thing you can do right now is ask yourself why. The simple answer is for money. Anyone that tries telling you otherwise is just a guru, a liar, or a clown trying to prey on your emotions or your livelihood to bring you onto their tracks. And if it's not for money, it's just a facade. Trading is for money. So that's the answer to the first question. You are competing with the smartest, most cutthroat people in the world. You need to know this, or you're going to have your throat slit. Anyways, there's an easy answer to question number one, why? Question number two is, what are you willing to sacrifice? Is it your time? Is it your sleep? Is it your family, your kids, your relationships, money? What are you willing to sacrifice? The third question is, what is the time horizon? How much time are you willing to dedicate? How much time do you have? Okay. Question number four is, what will you receive if you're successful in trading? Not what do you buy, right? Forget the Rolexes and cars. You're just feeding ego or status or respect or something. That's not what you actually get in return. Of course, what you get in return is money, but what do you receive if you're actually successful is more of the lifestyle. What kind of life are you going to be living now that you are successful? I hope that makes sense. So whatever your answer may be to these, there is a market, an asset class suited for you. So the couple different archetypes is a stock trader, Forex, and indices. As I said before, there's a lot of other different types of trading, but these are the ones I have years of experience in and have also lived different lives in. I was a stock trader before. That's how I initially got into the world of trading. And then I moved into Forex, which is where I learned ICT concepts. And then I moved into indices trading, futures trading. So look at your answers right here and hear me out on the different kinds of trading and let me know which one seems best suited for you. So for the stock traders, you have to have money to play with. Simple as that. If you don't have 25 to 100 grand cash sitting in your bank right now, forget it. So say you do have 25 to 100K liquid. Even then, there's two types of traders under stock trading, and that's going to be a day trader or an investor. Very, very different things. If you want to invest your money, park your money in something, and walk away for 3 to 6 months, maybe even longer, if you just don't want to check on the charts because you have a family, because you have a great job, stock trading is going to be your avenue. Investing is going to be your avenue, right? If you're an investor, you are seeing some kind of something proprietary or market changing in a company that you want to see grow or technology that you think can be implemented and grow largely. That's what an investor is. And so you're putting your money, investing your money into this company to hopefully watch it grow as well as with your income, your investment. Now, if you want to be a stock trading day trader, I can't help you with that. I don't have 100 grand that I'm just pulling in and out because I'm focused on other things. I do invest in stocks, but I do not day trade stocks. There are so many different factors that I've learned to bypass with these other forms of trading I'm about to tell you about, like the PDT rule and not enough capital to just get a 1 to 2% gain and live off of, right? So I'm going to make another video on how I actually invest into stocks, but if you're trying to day trade stocks, I'll give you a link down below and you should just learn from Ricky. Ricky Gutierrez, that was one of my first mentors 8 years ago, and Ricky is great. And even though he does not trade, I don't trade anything like him, and I never would ever again because I know things way more advanced now. I would still recommend him because he simply has that experience in day trading with over 100 grand daily to get measly 1 to 2% a week. So, if you have a ton of money lying around and you just want to day trade stocks for 1 to 2% a week, I'll recommend Ricky in the material below. If you want to invest in stocks, I will make a separate video on that, on how I find stocks and get absolutely unheard of returns. Now, say you don't have a lot of money, but you want to day trade. You want to learn a new skill set. You want to pull some money out to go on vacations a couple times out of the year. Forex is the best bet for you. The Forex market is never going to change. It's going to be here as long as there is multiple countries and not one world government. So of course, can't ever say never, but Forex has way more liquidity, and I don't recommend using margin for these trades, but I highly recommend, if you don't have a lot of capital and you want an extra source of income, Forex is a good way to go. I learned from ICT, and I got funded countless times with his concepts through tons of other different prop firms, and I will share those links below with you as well. And the learning curve is quite tough. So I suggest if you're younger and you're looking to invest in yourself in terms of a new skill set, go with Forex, because the skills you learn in Forex are highly applicable to a ton of different other asset classes. So if you want to learn a skill, learn Forex. It's going to be there. It's applicable to everything else, and you can make money from it. Now, Forex is honestly going to take the largest sacrifice. I say if I recommend Forex if you're young, because the Forex trading sessions, if you are in the United States and wherever you're from, go from 2 a.m. to 5 a.m. New York time and 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. New York time. Those are your trading hours. Now, the 2 to 5 a.m. is absolutely ridiculous. I don't recommend that to anyone unless if you're young and you have time and you're okay with slow growth and you're okay with taking a while, years, to build a new skill set, Forex is a great option. It's what I personally did for 4 years, and now I'm cooking, and it took that long, unfortunately, and a lot of money to get to where I'm at. And I wish to just save you so much time and pain and money if that is your route. So if you feel like Forex sounds like a good fit for you, then you'll have to check out that video on how to trade. You'll first have to check out the material below for all the ICT concepts to learn the language. And then once you learn that language, I can show you exactly how to trade properly in the Forex market and offer you psychological insights to combine and have a chance in this, okay? I think I already talked about, if you don't have a lot of money, there's prop firms and there's margin trading you can do with Forex. And demo, okay? First you're gonna demo to learn, and once you're profitable, then you'll touch live markets, whether it's live on margin or hopefully no margin if you're smart. And yeah. The third, and this is what I'm currently putting all my focus in, is futures, in particular indices. Now, indices is great for day trading. Indices is what I'm currently in, and I have seen my fastest, largest, you could say, come up in the last year off of futures trading. And thank God for having so much experience beforehand to make an easy transition into futures. Right now, the prop firm space is hot and it's very liquid. Everyone is trading indices because of a lot of influencers providing that liquidity. And if you can be available at 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Monday through Friday, New York time, that is the time that you need to be trading. That's the time that you need to be available. So that's what it is. The time horizon to see things come into fruition, of course, everything is different for everyone else. But you can see success in maybe a year. It took me a year. Hopefully, if you learn from me, I can make it a year, but I'm not promising you shortcuts, and I don't know your psychology. So I'm just going to say a year. That's what it's going to take. For stock trading, hey, you have either money in the bank or you invest. So you're not even looking at it, you're not worried about it, or you have a ton of money and I'll refer you to someone else. And if you don't have a lot of money and just want to learn a skill set, Forex is going to be your best bet. It's going to take years for Forex, but I wouldn't even jump into indices without knowing Forex, because Forex is going to teach you so many things about the economy, how the dollar works, and Forex is the foundation. That is the foundation of all economic markets. It really, really is. The U.S. is, right? Once you understand how bonds work and T-bonds, treasury bills, 10-year notes, and and how that's correlated with the dollar, you can see how asset classes like indices are built on top of those markets. So, so yeah, if you already have experience and you can be available at those times and you have money, indices is your best bet. If you don't have any money, learn with or have any knowledge of ICT concepts, start with Forex. If you have some money and you have some knowledge in ICT concepts and you're available at those times, 9 and 11 a.m. New York time every day, indices is your best bet. So please take into consideration my experience in all three of these asset classes and what your personal life is like and what you want to do. Because again, I don't want you to go down the wrong path for years, right? I had no one to guide me and I never had any money. Growing up, just, single, one bedroom apartment with my mom. So I just had to painstakingly learn and invest and lose all my money every fathomable way with these three asset classes to start getting a better picture of the lifestyles required for each of these asset classes. So based on your response, whether your stocks, Forex, or indices, I will provide context on each of those in later videos. Go ahead and check them out. And let me know what asset class you're kind of leaning into, or if you have more questions, I would love to help so we can get you going down the right path. You can get started on the right path. That is the objective of this video, is to at least present these paths to you so you can start choosing one to start walking down. Many gurus will just say, hey, look over here. I make so much money, hypothetically, like I don't even know, but I make so much money. Just come join my path. This is the best way. I'm here telling you there is no best way. You can make money, a fuck ton of money in any of these markets with time and effort and sacrifice and everything that I've talked to you about. You can be successful in all of them. I have. But depending on your life and what you want and what's going on in it, there are some asset classes that are more geared towards you going to be more successful. It's not about how hard you row. It's about what boat you're in, Warren Buffett. So I hope that adds some context and clarity. If it doesn't, please give me a message and hopefully I can add more context and clarity so we can get you onto the path of making money and start seeing the future self you want down this path of trading. Good luck. God bless. Talk to you soon.